قد كفاني علم ربي من سؤالي واختياري.
Welcome to another day 3 of a vlog, you man. Today we're doing some sightseeing and that, so I'm going to take you out with me. Just on the first clip.
Where are you going?
Going home.
فدعائي وابتهالي شاهد لي بافتقاري. قد كفاني علم ربي من سؤالي واختياري. فدعائي وابتهالي شاهد لي بافتقاري.
So, you're probably. So these screen on right here. So these are the living conditions these Palestinians are living in. Allah, it's so sad, man, seeing this. Right now we're going to refugee camp?
Yeah. Banksy. See, this is Banksy.
Yeah, man, this is Banksy.
Who is he? Who's
Huh?
Banksy?
Banksy?
Yeah, who's Banksy?
He made a bank. He's Banksy, yeah.
Oh my goodness, where have you lived? Under what?
But I don't know who Banksy is.
Banksy, man, he's sort of like a liberation artist who always paints randomly anywhere and everywhere for justice causes.
Oh, so he's basically a tattoo artist.
What?
Basically a graffiti artist.
Yeah. But he does it with a cause.
Banksy, what you're doing is against the law. It's illegal. Pattern up.
Don't.
السر أدعو في يساري وعساري. أنا عبد صار فخري ضمن فقري واضطراري.
194, where the United Nations came and said all the Palestinians who had been forcibly displaced in 1948 have the right to return back to their homeland and to get compensation. So this is what Zaki referring to, which is built in front of the Israeli military base and the opposite side of where you can see the blue gate on the front. We're gonna get inside and we're gonna split for two groups.
قد كفاني علم ربي.
And our home still exists there. I would love just to tell you like a short introduction before you start reading all of this information around about here the history of Palestine, and this map in front of you like summarize the whole thing in here. So as you can see, this is the land of the Palestinians that was belonged for the Palestinians before the 1946, and it was all called Palestine. What happened? Look what we have right now. Almost 14% of the land that we used to own. It's like more like islands right now. And the thing is actually, we still have no authority over these lands till this day. Like no freedom of movement, no freedom of speech, nothing. We just like surviving without our mere human rights in these places. So how all of this started, or when all of this started, it all started in 1889. When almost 200 Jewish nationalists got in a meeting in Switzerland, and they decided to create Israel in one part of the world. So first of all, they thought of building Israel in different countries than Palestine. Anyone knows where this thought of?
Africa.
Yeah, Africa, which is like in Uganda, one of these countries. America, the South America, like in Mexico, also Argentina as well. So and also South Africa itself. So these are actually the four places where they thought to build their, state first, to colonize these lands first. But then, after different meetings, they decided to come to Palestine because they said, all right, we maybe have more connection here than the other countries. We can say that this land belongs for us because we have been here before 3,000 years ago, which is something silly that they keep having in their mind to occupy a land that doesn't belong for them. So since that time, they started encouraging the Zionists to come here in a huge number. And the Palestinians at the beginning welcomed all of them and they can't deny this fact. Because Palestinians were like tolerance, here in Palestine there were like Christians, Muslims, and Jews, they all lived together in harmony, and the majority was for the Muslims. So, after that, everything started to be clear on the 1970, after the British mandate, and especially after Balfour Declaration. So after Balfour Declaration, everything started okay. Like Palestinians start knowing that the Zionists is like about to have their land or to steal their land. So from that time, the conflict started. But unfortunately, the Zionists were protected and guided by the British. So they were helping them, giving them like assistance, like the military, while they forbid the Palestinians of having any kind of gun. Why? Because we were under colonialism, and the Palestinians also used to fight this kind of colonialism. And till 1947, you can see here the first partition plan between the Palestinians and the Zionists who came illegally to our land. They give 50% for the Zionists who reached 500,000 from our own land, and 45% for the Palestinians. How come that you divide the country doesn't belong for you, for people who don't belong here as well? So, and they said, okay, Jerusalem is gonna be like international regime for everyone. But this thing didn't work, and no one accepted it, by the way. How come they just come divide our land as a piece of cake, like as it's, look at this division, as you can see right here. So, after this division, do you know it was approved completely by the UN and the British mandate? Do you know what's the UN? Yeah. Actually, we call them the United Nothing, and this is what we're going to call them next time. So the United Nothing approved and decided to divide our land in this way, and this led to the Nakba, which we call the catastrophe. So the Nakba is an Arabic word that means catastrophe. Where, as you can see here, you're going to start reading from the Nakba, where we almost lost more than 30,000 Palestinians during this war, and actually more than 700 Palestinians were expelled from their houses and villages and cities. And not only this, more than 400 villages were completely demolished to the ground. Completely demolished to the ground. And after 2 years of the war, almost 2 years, of the Palestinians living in the mountains, like diaspora, and by themselves without having anything to eat. My grandfather told me that 2 years after the Nakba were the coldest years ever. And why? Because they had no shelter to protect them anymore. And they used to eat the leaves of the trees just to survive, waiting for the promises of the world, like the whole thing, like to save them or to protect them or take them back to their own lands or anything. So, in the 1950s, the UN came back to 5 main areas. These areas are the West Bank, Gaza Strip, Lebanon, Syria, and Jordan. Why these 5 areas? Because these are the only 5 areas where the Palestinians went to. They escaped to these areas as close as they didn't go farther than that. Not to Saudi Arabia or Europe or anything. Why? Because they had in their mind that this war is going to take a few days. 1 day, 2 days maximum, then they were going to be back. That's why they just stuck around their areas and didn't go farther than that. So, and that's why, unfortunately, most Palestinians, once they left, they got with them 2 things. Do you know what they are? The first thing is their memories of before the Nakba of their life, and the second thing is their keys, the keys of their houses and apartments. Like, this is the only 2 things that we got from our lands. This is the only 2 things that we have till this day. So why the keys again? They had in their mind, it's just gonna be a few days. My grandfather, once he left Jerusalem, he had a crazy dialogue with my grandmother. You can't believe that. He told her alright, they were cooking. And he told her, just don't turn off the stove over the cooking pot. Because after 2 hours, we're gonna be back. Can you imagine that? He said, after 2 hours, we're gonna be back and we're gonna find our food ready. But 75 years, and the food is not ready yet. So that was the last dialogue between them in Jerusalem. And he had this belief that he's gonna go back there till this day. My grandfather is 91 years old, by the way. He's older than Israel. So, and he still has his key with him right now, till this day, and he keeps saying it's the most important, it's more than our family. He of course exaggerating that. It's in a way to tell us, don't leave this right back. keep like following the right until one of the generation get their right back, get their rights back, inshallah. So, and let me open.
So we're done with this tour thing. Now we're going to a museum. Where's the museum? Excuse me? Where's this museum?
No. It's like 10 minutes from here.
No, it's 10 minutes from here. And right now we're in Palestine basically. This is, what place is this? Banksy.
This is the West Bank.
This is the West Bank. We're going on a 10-minute drive to the museum. This walk was long. Oh man. Oh man.
من سؤالي واختياري فدعائي.
So we're just at the museum and that. Looking raw packed though.
يا إلهي ومليكي أنت تعلم كيف حالي وبما قد حل قلبي من هموم واشتغال فتداركني بلطف منك يا مولى الموالي يا كريم الوجه.
So this is where Isa said could be born possibly. It's not 100%, but this is what these men believe. And there's men on the left, they're queuing to see where he actually was born in that. Alright, so we're going to spray paint this thing. Oh, we do it on here. We do it on, we're allowed to do it now.
What color is it?
Red. Hey, what does that say? What does that say?
Our walls are meant to be broken.
That's a whole paragraph, bro. What's the English teacher?
You do it now.
Mine's gonna be very discreet.
Go on, go on.
It's gonna be very, very discreet.
What the hell is that?
Huh?
What's that?
That means soldiers, your mother. That's what I mean.
إثني قبل أن يفنى اصطباري قد كفاني علم ربي من سؤال.
That's the end of the vlog, you man. We're just gonna eat iftar, and I'm going to pray with Tarawih, bake off because I'm tired. Make sure like and subscribe. Oh man, thing, socials. It's gonna be you.